just want to respond to that. Oh, I know, sorry, first.
I was also blindsided by the comments of the committee this morning. And by the way, when we don't get to appoint people individually to too many committees, but when I do it, I don't talk to them at all. I don't give them instructions. They're not carrying water for me. They're carrying water for themselves. So my appointee, I've never spoken to her about that committee. I don't even know what from her point of view, what's happening. But similar to other things like when the East Tampa CAC came to us, you have people from diverse backgrounds who may not always agree with each other, but they agreed to come before us and say that there's an issue. And what I gleaned, maybe others heard it differently, what I gleaned for them is that they're asking for information from the city and they didn't get it. Remember also that our budget advisory committee, I don't remember how long ago it was, but our budget advisory committee a couple years ago or more complained also that the city was not cooperating and getting the information they needed and not being transparent. And so with that group, that's a very powerful, influential group this morning, and I was really surprised that they said that.
But Mr. Carlson, are you really, when the city decided up front that they would not pick anyone to sit on the Racial Reconciliation Committee, so are you really that surprised?
Well, it seems to me that they didn't fight us putting it together.
Right.
And so anyway, I agree with you. There are people who have deep backgrounds and they can give us advice. USF may be giving them data, and there's public federal data that's available. But if they need something from the city, we should just ask the administration to cooperate with them. And inevitably, it's just like I said before. If your kid has 5 A's and a C, you don't try to hide the C and say, "Oh, I only got 5 A's, I didn't get a C." You say, "Look, congratulations on the 5 A's, but let's fix the C." And so we need to acknowledge that we have issues and try to fix them. And on the employee issue, I agree with you. And my message to the employees is we really can't help you. I've been told, I'm sure the rest of you, we can't have long conversations with them because these arguments may be in litigation. All we can really say is go talk to HR or talk to a lawyer. That's all we can say to them. And it's very frustrating, but it's also frustrating knowing that the administration appears to not want to engage this in a positive way. If I was advising, from a PR perspective, if I was advising this administration, I would say you need to allow a little bit more transparency to this, and you need to allow a process that you don't control so that we can figure out what the issues are and resolve them. We've got 2 years. This mayor can take credit for having resolved the cultural issues that may not have started under this administration, but they can take credit for fixing them. But first, they've got to acknowledge the problem and admit it. Otherwise, it's going to keep coming forward as we get closer to the deadline, as this mayor's time gets shorter and shorter, more and more of these folks are going to come out and talk about it publicly, because that's what happens. Even mayors like Pam Auro, who's probably the most powerful mayor in the last 30 years, people came out of the woodwork talking about her, and because they're not afraid in the last few months. So instead, we can all address it together now.
Well, that's true. I mean, but they talk about us as well. One of the things that also is very important to mention is that one of the constituents, she's not on the committee, I'm not afraid to say her name, Keela McCaskill, came up, and everything that she said actually is a great recommendation that the Racial Reconciliation Committee could actually request. That is also something that is, really important to say, is that the answers ultimately don't have to come from the city through the Racial Reconciliation Committee to be presented back to us and the city.